All right, Dr. Theo Acheampong.
Okay, yes. Thank you very much. I mean, I listened to Honorable Lee very carefully. And again, there are a lot of inconsistencies, even in the questions that you asked him, right? He makes reference to the GOA, and then he also makes reference to the petroleum agreement. But there's one fundamental point that we have to make here, that the rights that accrue under a GOA, the Joint Operating Agreement, cannot in any way supersede the rights that accrue to a nation state, which it has under the preemption governing the petroleum agreement. It is very clear, and there's a lot of precedent to this, lot of cases that you can cite to back that up. So I'm just a bit surprised that suddenly we're trying to hide under this cloak of a joint operating agreement to say, oh, let's sit down and negotiate something. I think if PetroSA pushed, let's go for arbitration. And Ghana has a very strong case, both on the basis of law and basis of precedent and practice.
The board chairman appears to say that is what he's been trying to prevent.
But in this case, it's a non-starter, because if you look at all of the case law, the precedent and everything in here, there is no way that a party within that joint operating agreement, in this case PetroSA, can activate certain rights in which there are other bigger rights to it. The right of the state, in this case, the preemption right of the state. And as Honorable Boa was even telling you here, even if we agree that the GO rights, right, even hold, and you did a pro rating and all of that, there is no way you can get to 50%. It doesn't even arise in the first instance. So for the chair to even have proposed that and then be writing letters back and forth, I think it was a non-starter. And I support the call of civil society for the chair to resign or for him to be fired. It's very clear.
He says he has ceased and he has desisted. Is that not enough?
It is not enough. It is not enough. We've seen these things far too often where, look, certain interests tend to be driving the affairs rather than the broader interest of things. And on this particular issue here, if I were him, if I were the board chairman, I would resign on this, because...
Well, he's been clear. He says he would rather be sacked.
The state would be mortgaged and such things. If a PetroSA wants, let's push it, let's go to arbitration. And Ghana has a very, very strong case to actually fight for that 7%. We shouldn't even be entertaining that thought at all.
He says he would rather be sacked.
Well, I mean, the appointing authority can fire him. That's up to them. But on the basis of what is very clear precedent, his law, things backing it, it just beggars belief that we would even be discussing this.
But why is the focus on the board chair and not equally the Mr. Opoku Ahwene Dankwa, the boss of the GNPC? Because as you guys have pointed out, the board chair is signing letters when he's supposed to be doing all of these things. So why is it not an equal targeting?
Most of us on the CSO angle, we already said that the CEO must also resign or be fired by the appointing authority, because this is like, you're looking at this, working at a problem staring right at you, and you're literally walking with your head inside to give something away to a party that, on the other hand, rather we should be fighting and safeguarding the interests of the state. We've been talking for the last 6 years. Not a single drop of additional barrel of oil has been, added, despite all of the big talk and all the back and forth. And part of it has to do with some of these very bad and incoherent decisions that our policymakers, and in this instance, GNPC, is making.
By the estimation of these 29 CSOs, of course, there's one CSO, Send Ghana, which says that it actually did not, as it were, sign onto the statement and dissociate itself from it. Now, by your estimation, what is the monetary loss to Ghana if this were carried through?
I haven't worked out the numbers, but according to I think the PIAC report, last year, Jubilee Offshore Holdings and our lifting entitlements was just to the tune of about $290 million or so. I can double check the numbers just to be sure. But if on that basis, you're going to be potentially giving away half of that, that's what, almost about 45 million dollars. That can build a lot of CHIPS compound, schools, hospitals, and even roads.
All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Theo Acheampong.